Welcome to our exploration of the impact of melting glaciers on freshwater supplies. In this video, we'll dive into the crucial role glaciers play in providing freshwater, particularly in regions heavily reliant on glacial melt for drinking water and agriculture. As climate change accelerates glacial retreat, we will examine how this phenomenon threatens water availability and exacerbates issues like water scarcity and flooding. Join us as we unpack the long-term implications for hydropower, ecosystems, and the uneven impacts felt by different communities around the globe. 1. Glaciers provide a significant portion of freshwater. Glaciers are immense natural reservoirs that store approximately 70% of the Earth's freshwater. This makes them a critical component of the global water cycle. In regions such as Asia, South America, and parts of Europe, glaciers play an essential role in supplying water to rivers and lakes. These frozen giants act like a savings account for water, slowly releasing it over time to support human and ecological needs. When the weather warms, they melt, providing a steady flow of water that is vital for drinking, agriculture, and industrial use. Without glaciers, many communities would face severe challenges in accessing sufficient freshwater resources to meet their daily needs. 2. Glacial retreat threatens water availability. As global temperatures rise, glaciers are retreating at an alarming rate, posing a serious threat to water availability. The shrinking of these ice masses diminishes their ability to provide the seasonal meltwater that many rivers and lakes depend on. This reduction in water supply is particularly concerning for billions of people living in mountainous regions who rely heavily on glacier-fed water sources. As glaciers continue to recede, the balance of water supply is disrupted, leading to potential shortages that could affect everything from drinking water availability to agricultural production. The impact is profound, especially in areas where alternative water sources are limited. 3. Impact on agricultural water supply. Agriculture is one of the sectors most affected by the reduction in glacier meltwater. Many farming systems, especially those in arid and semi-arid regions, depend on consistent meltwater flow for irrigation. Without it, the availability of water for crops becomes uncertain, threatening food production and the livelihoods of farmers. This can lead to reduced crop yields, increased food prices, and economic instability in regions that are heavily reliant on agriculture. In some cases, farmers may be forced to switch to less water-intensive crops or abandon farming altogether, further exacerbating the issue of food security. 4. Increased frequency of water scarcity. The retreat of glaciers is leading to more frequent and intense episodes of water scarcity, particularly in regions that are already prone to dry conditions. As glaciers shrink, the reliability of freshwater resources diminishes, making it more difficult for communities to access the water they need for drinking, sanitation, and other daily activities. This increasing unreliability can strain existing water management systems and lead to conflicts over water allocation. In areas where alternative water sources are scarce or non-existent, the consequences of water scarcity can be dire, affecting both human populations and the natural environment. 5. Rivers dependent on glacier melt. Several major rivers around the world are heavily dependent on glacier melt for their flow. Rivers like the Indus and Ganges in Asia, along with numerous rivers in South America, rely on the seasonal release of glacial meltwater to sustain their ecosystems and support human activities. These rivers are crucial for irrigation, hydropower generation, and providing drinking water to millions of people. As glaciers continue to retreat, the flow of these rivers becomes less predictable, impacting everything from agriculture to energy production. The loss of glacier meltwater can lead to significant disruptions in the lives of those who depend on these rivers for their survival. 6. Glacier melt flooding risks. One of the lesser-known risks associated with melting glaciers is the potential for glacier melt flooding. As glaciers melt rapidly, they can form glacial lakes, which are often held back by unstable ice or natural dams. If these dams fail, it can result in catastrophic flooding downstream, threatening communities, infrastructure, and ecosystems. These sudden and unpredictable flood events can have devastating consequences, causing loss of life, property damage, and environmental destruction. The risk of glacier melt flooding highlights the need for effective monitoring and management strategies to protect vulnerable areas. 7. Long-term impact on hydropower. Hydropower is a major source of renewable energy in many parts of the world, and its production is closely linked to the availability of glacier meltwater. As glaciers shrink, the potential for generating hydropower decreases, posing a challenge for regions that rely on this energy source. This reduction in power generation capacity can lead to energy shortages and force a shift towards less sustainable energy alternatives. The long-term decline in hydropower output underscores the importance of diversifying energy sources and investing in technologies that can adapt to changing water availability. 8. Rising sea levels from melting glaciers. The melting of glaciers contributes significantly to rising sea levels, which poses a threat to freshwater supplies in coastal regions. As sea levels rise, saltwater can infiltrate freshwater aquifers, contaminating them and reducing the availability of drinkable groundwater. This intrusion of saltwater into freshwater systems can have severe consequences for communities that rely on these sources for their water needs. The impact of rising sea levels on freshwater supplies highlights the interconnected nature of global water systems and the far-reaching effects of climate change. 9. Changes in ecosystems. Glacial meltwater is not only important for human use but also plays a crucial role in supporting unique ecosystems. The cold, nutrient-rich water provided by melting glaciers sustains a diverse range of plant and animal species. As glaciers retreat, the reduction in meltwater can lead to significant changes in these ecosystems, potentially resulting in the loss of biodiversity. The alteration of natural habitats can have cascading effects, disrupting food chains and affecting species that are adapted to specific environmental conditions. The ecological impact of melting glaciers underscores the need for conservation efforts to protect these vulnerable ecosystems. 10. Uneven impacts across regions. The impact of melting glaciers on freshwater supplies is not uniform across the globe. While some regions may experience a temporary increase in water availability due to accelerated melting, others face the risk of long-term water scarcity. For example, in the Himalayas, glaciers are retreating faster than they can be replenished, leading to a decline in water availability for downstream communities. This uneven distribution of water resources highlights the complex challenges posed by climate change and the need for region-specific strategies to address water management issues. Understanding these regional differences is essential for developing effective solutions to mitigate the impact of melting glaciers on freshwater supplies.